Hi Scorpio, this is Angel Aura Divination, and I'm here to give the sign of Scorpio their June 2021 Tarotscope. Hopefully everything that you have going on is pretty good, Scorpio. If you are a long-term subscriber of this channel, I suggest going to listen to the collective reading that I did at the beginning of this Tarotscope series to get more information about my schedule and my plans for this YouTube channel. It will also, in that reading, have the information that I might be going over in some of these other readings, and kind of be going over some of the general energy ideas that I see coming and going in the reading, because that was my intention with that reading. So if you are interested in that, I would definitely go check that out. I'm going to be using the Energy Oracle to give you preliminary information about the reading. It's going to be kind of pushing the themes of the tarot message, and then I'm going to be pulling tarot cards for each energy oracle card that I pull to give you more information about the reading that we're going over, Scorpio, at this time. Yeah, that's all I have, so I'm just going to get into it. I don't know if you know this, Scorpio, but I am a Scorpio Sun and also a Scorpio Mercury. So I oftentimes do resonate with these readings. I also do resonate with some of the other readings. Some of them do kind of give me information. I think it's interesting how they do that. But it's me connecting with my guides to give you a reading, so it's fine, because that makes sense. My guides giving me information that I would need to proceed with my own life. And it's interesting to see that sometimes, just because it's like, oh, well, I didn't even think that this reading would pertain to that situation or to that person or to that whatever. And then it starts to kind of resonate, and I'm like, wow, okay. Well, that's one way to get your information instead of just doing a reading on yourself, like, because I always do readings on myself. Anyway, not the point. So the first energy oracle card that we have that came out for you when I did shuffle the decks prior to this reading is Storm Warning. There is going to be a sudden change coming to you in your life. This Storm Warning is a 10 resonating with the vibration of 1. So this is going to be a new beginning for you, possibly removing the energy of old. You might be feeling very abrupt energies coming into your life right now, especially if you especially if you've been feeling stagnant, or you've been feeling the energy of old. You've been feeling things that have been kind of slowing you down on your progression forward in this journey that we call life at this time. This might even be an unexpected change that you see coming when time comes closer. Like, you'll start getting downloads about it, or you might even literally see the effects of the change prior to them happening, whether that's on a mental level, a spiritual level, or visually actually seeing the things happen, especially because Storm Warning is about, weather in a mundane sense. This also might be you connecting with the universe to kind of have some better ideas about things, and that might be the change as well. A mental change that creates a change so profound in your mind that it also creates a change within your life. So let's get some cards out for Storm Warning from the tarot, please, for Scorpio. Okay, we have 5 cards. Okay, that was quick. We have the 5 of Wands, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the 6 of Swords, first of all. Then we also have the Star, and we also have the Queen of Wands. So first off, I want to say that there might be an individual around you who has a Taurus placement, because I see the axis between Aquarius and Leo in the Queen of Wands and the Star, meaning that you might have an individual who feels very polar opposite to you in energy. So this person could be a Taurus, or you might have a Leo or Aquarius placement yourself, Scorpio. The message that I'm getting with the 5 of Wands, especially when it comes to Storm Warning, is that the message here, especially on the for the people that are resonating more with the mental change that's going to be happening in life, or that has happened in life, is that you will be feeling the mental change, and this will be affecting your relationships. People around you will be changing the way that they behave around you as well. They might be seeing you level up, or they might also be seeing your connection with the universe changing and evolving, and their connection with the universe does not necessarily resonate with you. The resonance between the energies of the individuals that you deal with on a regular basis is not always going to resonate with your journey and with your experience on this planet, or in the ether, in spirit, whatever that is for you. With the 6 of Swords, I'm going to be seeing that you are going to be ultimately walking away from conflict to have a more calm state of mind. You're going to be moving into clearer waters for yourself to have a new beginning when it comes to your relationship to spirit. This is talking about the evolution of your relationship to spirit, relationship to self, relationship to career. The wands are all about the relationship. You are going to be changing your mind and trying to focus on things that are going to be calm and things that are going to have a more general sense of clarity for you in the future. The Queen of Wands kind of gives me the indication that you are going to be in your element to the degree that you will be feeling that Mars fire energy, but that you're not actually going to be very deeply into your emotions. This is very much about manifestations. You might have manifested a big change to come into your life, and a change is a coming. So prepare yourself for that, especially if you're focused on abundance right now. You might need to prepare yourself for a battle, especially in the form of a spiritual test. You might feel spiritually tested, and you might even need to focus on protecting yourself spiritually at this time. I'm hearing the phrase carry a big stick. The star coming out also would indicate more about this manifestation. Ultimately, you're going to get what you want in this journey, in this energy of a new change coming into your life, simply because you want it, because you're connecting to the universe in such a way that is going to allow you for these manifestations to happen. We have the sun coming out, talking about that clarity that I was discussing with you earlier. You are going to be manifesting more clarity. The sun is also about a journey, and it also is about resources. You will be going on a new journey of clarity. You will be going on a new journey of creating and obtaining resources for yourself in this energy, Scorpio. This is a great energy to be in. The sun is a very positive card. With the sun and the star here as well, your ancestors on the masculine and on the feminine perspective are watching over you and contributing to your life at this time. You might even want to pray to them, or if you have any kind of form of ancestor altar, it might benefit you to leave them their offerings. To leave them their offerings, whether that is a drink, or whether that is some food, or whether that is ancestor money. A lot of people like to use tobacco and cigarettes. A lot of people also would like to give them crystals and incense and things like that. It might benefit you to start an ancestor altar if you don't already have one as well. The next card out that we have for you for storm warning is the Three of Pentacles. Your manifestation is going to be something that you are going to develop that is sacred, whether that's a relationship with another individual, whether that's a relationship with a greater institution, whether that's a job situation for yourself, or a relationship to the materials that you obtain in the 3D. Through your connection to the 5D, your connection to spirit with others, where you might be joining a spiritual group, you might be making more friends within a spiritual community and joining that community yourself, and you might be even developing your relationship with spirit through that community as well. So that would be very interesting to see. If it is not that, then it is genuinely you starting a new business venture, whether that's a new job or a business for yourself, where you are manifesting in that energy and you're connecting with spirit to have that. For me, this resonates through this. I definitely would like to continue to do this on a regular basis, these tarot readings, so that I can develop a platform, so that I can develop a spiritual community. And for me, that's how this would resonate. For you, it would be something different. The next energy oracle card that we have out for you is financial constraints. So this could be the fuel to the fire of manifestation for you, where you are lacking the finances to fill your cupboards. You are lacking the finances to feel the clarity that you once felt or that you once needed. It also might be that this is the change that is coming for you. So this could be a past or a future energy for you in this financial constraint. With 13 is I don't know if 13 is a master number, but 13 is a very important number. A lot of people consider 13 very lucky or unlucky, which is also kind of indicating to me that there is a sense of duality with this card, financial constraints, where you will be expanding spiritually if you're going to reach new financial constraints. If you've already been financially constrained, you might be coming to a greater understanding of how that would benefit you when you don't have a lot. Through gratitude, you will be able to manifest more for yourself. 13 ultimately reduces down to a 4, which and 4 is all about alignment with the world, alignment within the 4 elements, alignment within the self. 4 is a very aligning number. So ultimately, regardless of the financial constraints that you have, you are going to be aligning more deeper with your spirituality in this card. That's what I'm really ultimately getting at, regardless of whether or not it is the past, present, or future for you. Okay, so the Tower is going to apply, and then they said, okay, it's the Tower and the Page of Pentacles, but those other ones didn't apply. The Tower and the Page of Pentacles, and this is kind of what it's saying. It's kind of like the storm warning, the new beginning that's going to happen, or the new beginning, the change that has occurred is going to cause, you know, unexpected change based on the universal forces that are going to be changing things for you, whether this is a storm coming to you or just, you know, things falling apart that no longer worked in your life. There is something to be offered here on a spiritual or a material level with the Page of Pentacles being here. You might even have something to offer. This would also be a further indication that you need to make an offering on your altar, if you have one, to your guides or ancestors, your deities, whatever. This also kind of gives me the indication that there is something that you will also have to contribute after this ending. You're not going to lose all of your finances in this financial constraint energy that you are in. You're not going to lose all of the things that you've accumulated. You're just going to lose some. There is going to be loss, but in that loss, there's also the potential for gains. And that's ultimately the message here with the Page of Pentacles and the Tower. Are there any more cards for Scorpio when it comes to the financial constraints that they may be experiencing in this energy for June 2021? We have the Six of Wands. You will be facing victory. The Six of Wands indicates that you've gone through the war and you will come out victorious on top. You might even be leveling up in this energy. They're still telling me to focus on the yellow and to focus on the gold. You might even be going through a new cycle where you come to a new sense of identity or a new understanding of who you are because of the struggles that you've been through. The experiences that you've had are leading you to a new understanding of the self, and that's very important as well. You might even be coming to this situation with, okay, a balanced perspective on things, because I was going to say something else, but I got told not to. The Six of Pentacles out talks about balanced relationships. So this could even be a new relationship for you that's coming through that might help you balance out your finances where you might not have had the balance before, which would be an indication of the financial constraints as well. And this might be something else that you've manifested as well in the energy. Let's see, what else do we have for financial constraints? You might even have to balance out what it is that you want to give your energy to versus what you don't want to give your energy to. There are aspects to life that might not necessarily serve you, and those are the things that are kind of, that they always call karmic, you know, is like karma falls apart. The things that are karmic fall apart in the energy of the Tower, and then you're called to balance these energies out with the Six of Pentacles coming out next to the Tower for you. We have the Two of Pentacles. This is the last card for financial constraints. At the end of it all, you will have two pennies to rub together, and it will be ultimately about whether or not you can make more based on the little that you're already being given from the universe. And the guidance is that you will, but it's about making the good choices that you need to make to develop further in your own energy at this time. Are you going to be able to take these two coins and build the empire for you in the future that you desire? Okay, and so the next energy oracle card that we have out for you is the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. You are reaching the end of a journey of an expansion of the crown chakra. The 7th chakra is the last chakra of the 7 major chakras that we understand in the Western idea of these concepts. With this resonating at a 41, ultimately reducing to a 5, which is the number of change. You are reaching a change here. You are coming into an understanding that things must be expanded in the mental before they can be expanded in the material. You are manifesting for yourself, and you are manifesting change. And when you manifest something new for yourself, and you manifest that change, you must be open to what it is that comes in when you ask your guides to bring something new to you. When you ask for new beginnings, what it is that comes in that will lead you to the new beginning that you genuinely desire. We have the 10 of Wands coming out for the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. You might even be connecting with Archangel Uriel. With this expansion of the crown chakra, you might feel an overabundance of guides and messages coming in to you over time. This might lead to headaches. This might lead to certain ascension symptoms. You might even be losing sleep. You might have nightmares. You might even be having an overactive dream activity, especially in the negative sense, which would just be nightmares. Possibly even night terrors if you already have experienced those, but don't worry. You might even be seeing entities in your dreams, they're saying. But you will ultimately be protected as long as you remember what your tools are and understand how to use those tools to benefit you. Sleep with crystals on your nightstand. Sleep with crystals under your pillow or under your bed if you feel guided to do those things. You know, do the rituals that you need to do. Cleanse your room when you wake up in the morning after you've gone to sleep and you feel like you've traveled. If you're sleeping and then you wake up still tired, you might have been doing those astral travels, or you might have been doing the dream state traveling that some people associate with, intense dreaming. And ultimately, at the end of it all, you will be coming through a master of this energy with the Queen of Cups coming out. The Queen of Cups has mastered that spiritual energy of her emotionality and understands that connecting to her heart chakra and to her crown chakra is ultimately going to benefit her. She's going to come out on top as long as she remains emotionally centered and emotionally balanced. This individual would also be making choices out of emotion. So you've manifested a new beginning out of a desire to change, out of a desire to have action in life. And you did that with your guides, with the star coming out. And now you're going to be able to have mastery of the emotions. Connecting to your emotions would also allow you to manifest better in the future for yourself if you so choose to do that. This is the last card they're saying for the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, and it is the 8 of Swords. This is the shortest reading that I've done so far, so maybe I'll pull 2 or 3 cards for your advice. The 8 of Swords means that you will be coming out of this mental imprisonment energy at the end of the journey, but that there will be also a lot of lessons before you get to that point. You will be mastering yourself on an emotional level, which will also help you upgrade on a mental level, and that the upgrade is ultimately also going to be associated with abundance as well, with the 8 of Swords here. Excuse me. And so, you ultimately do need to focus on protection on an emotional and on a spiritual level that will benefit you, but you will also be protected as you understand that you need to also evolve. You need to level up in those areas of life. You need to, and it's kind of like the financial constraints that you have experienced, the struggles that you have gone through, or the struggles that you will go through if you don't consider that to resonate right now, are ultimately going to help you develop that sense of self, that sense of spirituality, that sense of emotionality that will help you feel like you've gotten through the storm and come out on the other side. Can we have, let's do 2 cards of advice from the Energy Oracle for Scorpio for June 2021. Let's do 2 cards of advice for Scorpio for June 20. Okay, here we go. We have the Thinking Man, which is interesting because I think the Thinking Man is a similar energy to the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, where it's like your downloads, your connection to your crown chakra, and your ability to take in these divine messages. I know a lot of Scorpios are very psychic, will ultimately also lead you to have more mastery on the mental, logical mind. And you will come into an energy of being able to discern what benefits you and what downloads are for you versus what downloads are for other people. Things that have fallen apart in the past can always be replaced in this energy as well, and that's what the Thinking Man is here to tell you as well. This is a 46 reducing to a 10, ultimately reducing to a 1, meaning that this is also another indication of a new beginning, which would be the end of the cycle of the storm warning, which was the first card that we got from the Energy Oracle. It's interesting that the Thinking Man is also staring at a crystal in this card. I don't know if you see it on the camera, and I was talking to you about crystals as well here. And in the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, the archangel, she has a crown of crystals as well. So it's like you're seeing the tools that you're using as more than what they are, but that benefits you. Like when you use crystals, see the crystal with all the power that it can give to you, and then understand it, study it, and so when you need it, you will have it. It's the same thing with something like the tarot. If you study the tarot and you come to a greater relationship with the tarot, you will not have to look up the meanings of the cards every time you have a question that you don't want to look to somebody else to answer for you. And there will be symbols and information that you will get outside of that that might also benefit you. The next energy oracle card that I have for you is community. And this is also kind of talking about, you know, the spiritual connection and even your connection to your guides. This is an energy resonance of 7. You might need to start focusing on, there's a lot of light being energy around you, especially if you're a star seed, they're saying. That might benefit you. I was also talking to you about making those offerings, and that's also further emphasized with the community card here in this depiction. You might need to start focusing on healing, cleansing your sacral chakra, as that will slow you down in the path. But your guides might also be pushing you towards that, and you might start noticing that as well. That might have something to do with eating red foods. That also could be the sacral chakra is, oh, did I say, oh, so that also might be the root, but I said the sacral, so let's do both. It might be eating red foods, connecting to the moon, connecting to Saturn if it's the root chakra as well, having more proteins and liquids in your diets, you know, really connecting to the lower parts of the body as well. And Archangel Uriel, that's interesting. This, okay, yeah. And Archangel Uriel is actually mentioned here in this as being the root chakra. So maybe Archangel Uriel might be an archangel that you would work with if you work with archangels, or look for a similar entity that would be able to help you align from the root all the way up to the crown, if that's something that you're interested in doing. And you might even look to cleansing with incense. I would suggest dragon's blood. That's what the card said. I have a little card that kind of gives me some information about certain chakra centers and numerology and stuff like that. You could also just go, and you know, I like to buy like a little bit of a cheaper brand of incense. I use the REM maybe is what it's called, or something like that. But yeah, using incense might benefit you as well. You know, especially if you're going through the spiritual awakening at this time, really follow your own intuition when it comes into looking for that spiritual community that I mentioned earlier in the reading. That also might benefit you in this energy. Really coming into an understanding that, you know, if you want to have those things, you have to work with the universe to have what it is you want. That's the end of the reading though, Scorpio. This was the shortest reading, and I always think that's interesting because I like to spend time with the Scorpios because I'm a Scorpio. I always think, oh, well, I could, you know, this energy is probably I'm going to go the deepest in this reading. When I, you know, this reading was very simple to me. A lot of it made sense, and I hope I explained it to you very well. Hopefully this helped you, and I will definitely see you in your next reading. Goodbye, Scorpio.